What's up, guys? It's Unchained here, and we are doing some Black Ops 2 Zombies. And let's pick Farm, because I don't think we've actually done a match here before. I mean, I've played on this map before a couple of times, but I haven't actually recorded a video on it. Oh, by the way, happy freaking Halloween. I dressed up a little earlier. I didn't go out or do anything, really. I just scared the living shit out of my dad. My intention was to scare my mom, because she's really annoying. But it totally backfired, and I ended up scaring the crap out of my dad and almost giving him a heart attack. But it was totally cool, because he was fine, and he was laughing 5 seconds after I scared him. So that was pretty much the extent of my day. It's funny how the trick-or-treaters in my neighborhood stopped coming around 9. So they pretty much trick-or-treated around the neighborhood between 6 and 9. It's like, when I was a little kid, I was out till like 1 or 2 in the morning. Maybe I was a nutcase, because I don't know, I just never was one to go to bed early. But yeah, Halloween is definitely one of my favorite, if not favorite, holidays. Christmas as a kid was my favorite holiday, obviously, because you get presents and shit. But as an adult, I gotta say, I really like Halloween. I mean, once you go to college, it's all about, like, girls and dressing up and going to parties and getting drunk and stuff. But it's like, I don't know, I grew out of that stuff really quick. But yeah, that awkward strafe into the wall there, that was just me getting readjusted on my couch. But yeah, I like Halloween. It's pretty fun. I don't really like spending the money on the costumes, because most of it is just cheap crap. Yeah, if I do really bad in this round, I'm just going to record another video, because I kind of have a lot to say today. But yeah, I am playing this on the Wii U. I don't know if you guys remember, every time I do Black Ops 2, it's always on the Wii U. So my aim is going to be bad. Don't worry, though, because in less than a week, I will have Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox 360, and I will be using a 360 controller. And even though it's so overly broken into the point where my analog sticks can't center properly, I will be able to aim, at least. And I'm sure the Xbox One and PS4 will have much better accuracy. I'm really I don't usually get excited for controllers, but the PS4, that's going to be awesome. Apparently the DualShock 4 is actually going to be pretty good for shooters. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I was never, ever comfortable using the PS3 controller. It just felt like it was too high up. Kind of like the same thing I suffer from with the Wii U gamepad. Why isn't it letting me board up this window? That's weird. Well, I'm not going to bother. Whatever. Like I said, if I die too bad, I will just do another round. But it's okay. I should be alright. Yeah, there's been a lot of negative I want to say hype, and then I said hate at the same time. But I guess it's a mix of both. There's been a lot of negative crap going around with the next-gen consoles. Now, I've been talking next-gen consoles, like, all the time. I mean, it's the biggest topic of concern and excitement that I've had, and especially when I play Call of Duty, I've been talking way too much about it. But yet again, this is going to be, I'm going to say, first and foremost, this is going to be the last video that I am going to be talking about next-gen consoles until I do an unboxing video or a review video. Now, when I do reviews, I don't have the time and patience to go and actually do a lot of cuts and stuff and make it perfect. When I do reviews, I'm just probably like going to show each dashboard or whatever and give my opinions on it. Talk about which console I think is more worthy. But yeah, before I get into my conversation, I'm also going to say I'm getting both. Once again, both, and I am not for or against anything. I'm totally on the fence with both. I could not care less who wins the console wars. All I care about is the damn games. So, first and foremost, once again, I would love to say that things are not looking too good for Microsoft. Once again, in the last video that I was talking about Microsoft's resolution problem, I was playing Mario Galaxy 2, and Microsoft was having some trouble outputting 1080p 60 frames a second natively on Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox. And I can confirm now, or rather Infinity Ward went ahead and confirmed it, that it is going to be 720p upscaled to 1080, and apparently it still looks really good, and there's really no discernible difference on any displays under 48 inches. But, you know, fanboys gotta hate. Fanboys gotta hate. The Sony people hate on Microsoft, Microsoft people hate on Sony. I'm in that crowd that it's like, whatever, you know, I'm basing my judgments on the fact, and I'm not attacking any side. I like both. I think both have their faults. Speaking of faults, one of the negative things surrounding the PlayStation 4 that a lot of people, and I just fucking died, that was embarrassing, but it's okay. we're gonna actually, let's do another map. I'm not very good on that map anyway. And it's also really hard for me to talk about things, like, specifically while I'm playing this game. Multiplayer, it's a lot easier, because you can just die and then just run and gun again. But with this, it's like, you need a little bit of strategy, which I clearly don't have right now. But anyway, we'll do another map just to mix it up, so you don't have to keep seeing the same thing over and over. Besides, I kind of know where the rifle is on that other map, so I'd rather do that one. Let's see. Map. I think this is the one I wanted to play. Start. Okay, so yeah, the first piece of negative crap that's been hitting the Sony side of the fence is the fact that the PlayStation 4 does not allow you to put in music CDs. It also, I think, doesn't read MP3s as well. People were really mad about that, and there's this whole, like, conspiracy thing going around where people are like, oh, Sony clearly did this because they're pushing the Music Unlimited service on everybody. It's like, I'm buying a fucking game console to play video games. I could play music on my Zune, my Xbox 360, my laptop. I mean, I don't need a PS4 to play music. I know it must be an inconvenience. I mean, I used to personally play a lot of 360 within the first few years it came out. I had a lot of multiplayer nights where I would be drinking, I'd blast some music, play some COD. But regardless, I could still do that. It just has to be outputted through my computer. Who fucking cares? Well, people, like, if one person, like, in defense of that thing would say, like, oh, well, you know, what big deal is it? Well, I play all my music when I'm playing 360, and now I can't do it on the Xbox One. Or I used to put in my music CDs and download them to my PlayStation 3. Now I can't do that. And then somebody would go and defend that point, and just, it kept going back and forth. It's like, you know, I know it's a next-gen console. I know it should automatically have every function that the current-gen consoles have, and then some. But let's face it, console launches are always kind of rocky. They're not going to be at their optimal, I guess, levels of production. And not to mention, it's not even going to be close. I mean, a lot of developers are only starting to develop for these consoles. Barely. I mean, we're still technically developing really impressive games graphically for the Xbox 360 and PS3. What makes people think that right out of the gate, the Xbox One and PS4 are going to blow us out of the water? We're going into this generation, well, I'm going into it knowing that it's not going to be drastic. It's not going to be anything over the top. So I'm not expecting much. I'm just expecting damn good games with much better controllers, much bigger hard drives, and just new shit. I'm just excited to play the damn games and open the consoles. I'm not looking for music and all this shit. Another thing the PS4 had against itself this week is the fact that they don't let you replace the hard drive. I think there's, like, some catch to it. I think they let you replace the entire thing, but no, you know what it was? They don't accept external storage. And that's kind of stupid, because even the Wii U lets you put in any kind of USB device in the console. Now, I'm not going to go and compare, you know, apples to oranges again, because the Wii U does what the Wii U does, and Sony consoles do what Sony consoles do. It's kind of dumb. I mean, what if I wanted to back up my save files on USB instead of the cloud? What if my hard drive gets fucked up and I'm not connected to the internet because there's, like, something wrong with my router? Like, I should be able to plug in a USB and, like, back up my stuff. But you can't, so accept it. So that kind of bites. So there's been a lot of fanboy hatred going on this week. Another thing that I actually just read a little earlier tonight is the Kinect is actually able to... it's able to obviously record your voice, but Microsoft is not going to be using it to monitor video footage. They're only going to use the Kinect 2.0 to, I guess, take a body scan, so that when you play certain games, like, I don't know, maybe Kinectimals or something, or whatever game that utilizes your body, it'll tailor it so that it'll know who you are when you pick up the controller, and it'll have the settings. Whatever I'm trying to say, because I'm getting fucked up by zombies. Basically, at the Microsoft press conference, they were talking about how when you pick up your controller, the Xbox console knows it's your profile, and it knows what settings to keep. So if you hand the controller over to a friend, for example, it'll actually know to change the settings. Now, that's a cool feature. It's not like, you know, that's something to write home about. If anything, it's totally pointless to me. But it's cool nonetheless that it's there. But yeah, I don't really care. I don't think that Microsoft is going to start, like... And whatever, I don't want to do that anyway, because then it would have made me lose some points. I don't think if, like, you start yelling, like, the N-word, or you just start throwing profanities at people, or cursing, I don't think they're going to monitor that. Because let's face it, if they got people in trouble for profanity, like, everybody would be offline. There's always a time when somebody plays multiplayer and they get pissed off and they start cursing or saying things they don't mean. I think what they're talking about is, like, if you're talking to a friend on Xbox Live and you're seriously contemplating killing someone, like in real life, then they'll monitor that and they can get you arrested. Like, they have every right to do that. You're using their service to fucking, like, commit crimes. Like, I understand that. This one kid, I posted a comment on IGN, and this one kid was, like, when I said, you know, how it really doesn't matter if you yell, like, profanities and stuff. It's like, I'm not saying, like, go put, like, the N-word all over billboards, but, like, if you're just, like, saying crap to your friends, it should be your own business. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean you're racist. Like, people should have freedom of speech. If they're not disrespecting anybody, then, it's nobody's problem. And, like, one person was like, it's a hate crime. It's like, no, it's fucking not a hate crime. Like, me personally, like, I'm not racist at all. But, like, I'll say whatever the hell I want to my friends. I'll respect people I don't know. But, you can go ahead and tell me the N-word's horrible all you want, but it's like, at least 50% of rappers say it like every other damn word. But that's a whole other story. But yeah, so there's been a lot of, like, crazy crap going on between the consoles. And, if anything, it's making me, I guess, not want them as much as I wanted them before. But whatever. I mean, regardless, like I said, every console launch is kind of rocky. And you never know what to expect. You got to kind of go into it with, I don't want to say low standards, because truthfully and statistically, these consoles are way better than the ones we have. So they're going to be good, but it might not blow us out of the water. But, yeah, on another note, ignoring, like, the features, what can you do and what can't you do on these next consoles, one thing that I found out yesterday from reading IGN, actually it was all over the internet. It was on at least 5 different game websites, because I get really bored at work sometimes. And on my downtime, every so often, I'll browse the internet. And I read an article that was saying Target is doing a deal the week of November 10th, the week the PS4 comes out. It's actually going to be doing a buy 2, get 1 free deal on video games. This also applies to PlayStation 4, which is fucking awesome. Now, here's the catch. This is a problem. Now, I know this is leaked, by the way. Obviously, the weekly ad doesn't come out until the Sunday before the deals arrive. So, we don't know 110% if it's true. And yeah, fuck that grenade launcher. But I'm going to keep on talking. We'll do the last map here. We'll have a little round trip. I really shouldn't have used that weapon. I really don't like... It should be a proximity detonation, but whatever. I really hate using that gun. So, it's leaked, but it looks exactly like a Target weekly ad. It looks authentic, and I'm almost 100% sure it is. But we'll know on Sunday, November 10th. But anyway, with the assumption that this is all actually true, here's how it's going to work. The Tuesday before the PlayStation 4 comes out, this is... Okay, I'm only going on what's actually on this weekly ad. They have like 6 games, I think maybe 7, maybe... I don't know, maybe give or take 1 or 2. They have Knack, Killzone, Shadowfall, a couple of sports games, Battlefield 4, and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now, on Tuesday before the PS4, they are getting... Assassin's Creed, Battlefield, and a couple of those sports games. And maybe some others, like DC Universe or Need for Speed Rivals. On launch day, when the console comes out, they're getting the ones naturally that I want, Killzone and Knack. And if I got both of those games, it'd be so cool to get one for free. So, how is this a problem exactly? The reason this poses a problem for me is because I would love to get there and get those games. Now, I already pre-ordered my console, and I pre-ordered Killzone Shadowfall from the game store. So now this makes me and a bunch of other people that have already actually went as far as paying for their games at other places. The top 3 places that I would say people have pre-ordered their games for next gen is most likely going to be between Walmart, Best Buy, and GameStop. Now, people don't really, the gamers especially, as far as I know, they don't really shop at Target. But now people are sure as hell going to go after these games, because it's a damn good deal. Even if you didn't want the 3rd game, you could sell it on eBay for $50 to $55 sealed. And you could take that money to go buy another game if they didn't have the right one in stock, or they didn't have the one you wanted. So, it poses an issue. It doesn't really matter that I pre-ordered Killzone, because truthfully, since I pre-ordered the console with Killzone, I know I'm going to get it. But, I could just put that $5 towards the console. Here's the problem. On Friday, obviously, I have work. I got to get there at 9, like I always do every morning. So, if I get there at 8 when the store opens, now obviously everybody's store is different, so I encourage you guys to call your nearby Targets if you're going to go ahead and take advantage of this offer on the week of November 10th. Definitely call and see when they open. What sucks, and the biggest issue that I'm going to have is, since the games I want come out on that Friday when the PS4 launches, I'm going to probably have to stand online with every jackass that is waiting for their console. Like, that's not fair. Like, they should have done a pre-launch. See, GameStop is currently doing a pre-launch. I don't know if I mentioned this in one of my previous videos. I might have, but I'll say it one more time. That whole call that GameStop was putting out telling everybody that Killzone 4 was in as of last Tuesday, that was a mistake, apparently. Now, there's some websites that have done unboxing videos for Killzone 4. Truthfully, it's like, who the fuck cares? We can't play the game until the 15th when the PS4 comes out anyway. So it doesn't make a damn difference. But truthfully, it was a mistake. It wasn't supposed to happen. So that actually isn't going on. Right now, however, they are selling, GameStop is selling PlayStation 4 cameras and PS4 controllers. They're actually doing a pre-launch of PS4 games. I think all of them. I wasn't told on the phone because I talked to some girl on the phone that worked at GameStop. And she said that they're doing a pre-launch on November 10th. So November 10th is definitely the week to get all your games for at least a PS4 at least. And since this deal only runs for a week, unfortunately the Xbox One isn't included with it. I'm sure when Black Friday rolls around, there's going to be a lot of deals for the Xbox, so we could try to save some money that way. But yeah, I'm still kind of on the fence as to what I'm going to do. Should I go Tuesday and hope they have all the games I want, or should I go on Friday and just fuck it? You know, if they have the games, then I'll get them and get the free one, or just get games that I don't necessarily want and just make a profit off it. Regardless, I highly doubt the games that are getting there on that Tuesday are even going to be there by that Friday, because let's face it, next gen, people are going crazy. People want their games. People want their consoles. The Xbox 360, the Xbox One actually just got back in stock at GameSpot, or Stop.com. I think it was yesterday. Might have been a day before that, and it sold out in like an hour again. So yeah, they're selling like hotcakes. Everybody's pretty much gonna have their consoles on pre-order. I think it might prevent a lot of lines. I know pre-launches at least make consoles go through quicker, because when people come in, it's like, okay, what kind of console you want? Oh, you're taking this bundle. Oh, you're getting this. They get in and out a lot quicker. If people go into the store and they're like, oh, I don't know what game I want. What games are out? Oh, I haven't been following it. You know, like, it slows things down. And when you have a bunch of crazy nerds that have been sitting online for hours, like, they get pissed off. Like, they just want their console and they want to get the hell home and play. I think that's why the pre-launch has been going on. They're trying to loosen, I guess, a lot of the crowds up so that when they go to pick up the console, that's all they're getting, the console. So I'm not sure if this whole Target deal is going to take a lot of business away from Best Buy and Target, or Best Buy and GameStop, but definitely keep a lookout on IGN and GameSpot, because for all we know, GameStop is going to have a counter to this whole deal, and they might actually have something very similar, if not the exact same thing, because they do not want to lose business. Target is not going to steal all the business from these other competitors, so we'll see what happens. If you ask me, my opinion is that GameStop is going to have the exact same deal, if not a crazy good trade-in offer. Now, let's face it, GameStop always has good trade-in offers, but to counter Target's deal, I think what they'll probably do is like, oh, get 80% on trade-ins towards next-gen games, or something like that. I mean, if they expect people to, you know, buy the games from there instead of Target, then they're going to have to do something pretty drastic. So yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm getting Ghost next week for the 360, so that's that. And as for this whole Target deal, which it doesn't start until whatever that Tuesday is after that Sunday, the 10th, when the weekly ad comes out, I'll definitely try to get my games there. So I've definitely been kind of obsessing over that a little bit. I kind of just want this next-gen thing to be over. I want to have the consoles and just be done with it. Crowds in general kind of stress me out, but when it comes to, like, video games, like, my biggest, like, pride and joy and hobby, I do not want to have to, like, fight people for it. And I don't mean physically. It's just, I don't know. When you're online, it's no fun. I've gone to midnight releases before, and most of them go pretty smoothly. Usually you get a number, and they call everybody up front. You just pick it up when your number gets called, or I don't know. It's really nothing too complicated. But I haven't actually gone to a console launch before. So, and honestly, this year I'm still not doing it, even though I can drive now, because obviously 8 years ago when the 360 and PS3 came out, I couldn't drive. I was too young. And now I can, and I have a real job, so I kind of can't go at midnight, even if my GameStop was doing a midnight release, which they're not. Please kill me. This is so boring. I really hope this new mode in Call of Duty Ghosts is going to be better than this, because this mode just puts me to sleep. It's fun when you're playing with friends, but even so, after like a round or two, it just gets stale. And I really hate how they made it so when zombies are on fire, they explode when you shoot them. And they have all these damn cracks in the ground that are on fire, so if you run over them, your whole screen engulfs in flames. Just poor game design. But yeah, there's this new mode in Ghosts. I don't know if I mentioned it yet. It's called Extinction. And apparently it pits up to 4 players cooperatively against aliens. Yes, I said it. Fucking aliens in Call of Duty. It was leaked a couple days before Infinity Ward officially announced it. And now it's actually coming out. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I'm sure it won't be any damn different than zombies. But, you know, whatever. Aliens. So I think the new features of Ghosts, assuming they're going to live up to expectations, much bigger single-player story missions, apparently so big that, quote, you can get lost in the missions, and Extinction mode as a distraction from multiplayer. You can build up your squads. Apparently now you can unlock all your shit right off the bat. It's not based on linear progression, so if I wanted to unlock the Barrett right off the bat, I can. So, I don't know if these things are necessarily going to enhance the game. It's really just more of the same. But it'll definitely give me some multiplayer goodness before the next-gen consoles start coming out. Obviously, once the PS4 hits, then the Xbox is a week later. So, I definitely could use some multiplayer. And I will be upgrading the Ghost game on the 360 to the Xbox One version. And no, I don't give a rat's ass that it's in 720p. I'm playing on a 23-inch monitor, so it will look exactly the same as the PS4 version would if I got it on that console. Honestly, you know, it doesn't make a difference, because I play my first-person shooters on Xbox. If it's multi-platformed, I'll usually go Xbox. The big first-party titles for Sony, I'll usually get it on that console. But, yeah, it depends on the situation. I mean, if a game is just so much, just significantly better, like, if somebody went as far as saying, you know, this game is unplayable on the Xbox, on the PlayStation it runs so much better, then okay, I'd probably get it on the PlayStation. I wouldn't care that much about achievements. And this is probably going to be my demise. I'm going to hold position back here. Truthfully, I kind of ran out of things to say. And unless I talk about, how these zombies are going to bite my neck off, then this video will probably be a bit more exciting. But, I got one of those revives. Oh, lucky me. Well, that doesn't excuse the fact that I'm still stuck in this corner. So I gotta kind of get myself out of it. But yeah, there's been so much damn news going on the past week. Just so much crap. Honestly, I didn't think there'd be half as much news as there actually is. If anything, I thought most of the information would be like, you know, console impressions, previews, like... I mean, there have been previews. E3 was enough of a preview, and that was long ago. But, I don't know, I figured we'd almost be getting close to reviewing the consoles. I know Game Informer, they always do this really fun thing with E3s every year, where they actually rate it on a scale, kind of like a report card, like A, B, C, you know, whatever the score is, obviously A being the best, and, like, D being the worst. Actually, F might be the absolute worst. I've never seen an F before. I'd hope no one did that bad. Actually, this past E3... Nintendo didn't actually get a score because they weren't... Well, they were at E3, but they didn't have a booth. Or rather, a press conference. They had a couple of games there, like Pikmin 3, and I think they showed off Mario Kart, but since they didn't have a press conference, Game Informer only gave them a blankety blank. So, yeah, hopefully they're going to have reviews for the consoles, and we're going to check it out. Of course, I think that issue might come... issue might come out right before the PS4. It usually comes out mid-month, but hopefully they can get it out before the console launches. They might even push it back to wait till they can review them. But yeah, my personal opinion, Sony's gonna win. Microsoft they haven't said anything yet based on like the resolution shit. Personally, I don't think they're gonna say shit. My biggest guess as to why they're holding off that whole review embargo until the 12th is just to give themselves some time to recuperate and think about what they're going to say. you know, if they say anything, like I said, I don't think they're going to say shit. But if they do, I think they'll just be like, you know, look, console launches are rocky, and it's not going to reach its potential for a couple more years. Most early adopters have to expect that. I mean, if you're going into a next-gen console and you're expecting gold, you're probably not going to find it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. It's just another one of my rants. Every time I read news like that, it just gets me thinking, like, man, can't wait for these consoles to come out. I can't wait for the fanboys to start butting heads and kicking each other in the nuts. Well, anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed my epic zombie failure. Stay tuned for another exciting part of my channel, and I'll continue to upload my Halo 3 co-op Let's Plays as I finish rendering them out, so I'll probably get up part 3 pretty soon.